Stop wasting your life. Time is the most valuable asset you will ever have. Not money, not material possessions, just time. The way you spend it will determine the life you live. I was once broke, struggling to make ends meet, stuck in a cycle of frustration and failure, but everything changed when I stopped doing the things that were holding me back. If you want to transform your life, you must learn to quit the things that drain your potential. Here are the 7 things I quit that took me from broke to a multi-millionaire. 1. Cutting out energy vampires. Have you ever had a friend who only calls when they need something? Someone who never celebrates your wins, never checks in when you're struggling, but is always there when they need to be saved. I had a friend like that. We grew up together, so I felt obligated to keep the friendship alive. But one day, I asked myself, what does a great friend actually look like? And I realized he had none of those traits. Yet, I was still holding on to the relationship out of nostalgia. This was one of the most important lessons I learned. Your environment determines your energy. Imagine putting the most motivated person in the world inside a freezer. It doesn't matter how much they believe in warmth, they will freeze. The same goes for your life. If you surround yourself with people who drain you, they will keep you from reaching your potential. You need to conduct what I call a friend inventory. Audit your relationships. If someone is not supporting your dreams, if they make it harder for you to win, why are they in your life? The best part is, when you remove toxic people, you create space for positive, ambitious individuals to enter. Your energy shapes your reality. Protect it at all costs. 2. Seeking advice from the wrong people. Most people make the mistake of taking advice from those who haven't achieved what they want. If I want to build muscle, I'm listening to the trainer who looks like a superhero, not the random guy at the gym who barely lifts. If I want business success, I'm following those who've built real businesses, not someone who just reads about them. I don't take parenting advice from Elon Musk. He's a genius, but let's be real. His track record with relationships and family isn't what I'd call an example to follow. But if I were launching a billion-dollar company, then he's the first person I'd listen to. Most people default to seeking guidance from their parents, friends, or colleagues because they don't know any better. But if those people haven't achieved the success you desire, they can only teach you how to get their results. And if you want something bigger, you need to seek mentors who have actually been there. Success leaves clues. Find the right people, ask the right questions, and learn from those who have already walked the path you want to take. 3. Wasting time on low-value activities. Binge watching TV, scrolling endlessly on social media, playing video games for hours every day. If you want to be successful, you need to ask yourself, is this activity moving me closer to my goals or further away? Every hour wasted is an hour you'll never get back. I used to spend my nights watching Netflix, telling myself I was relaxing, but in reality, I was just escaping my problems. The moment I replaced those hours with learning, building, and taking action, my life started to change. If you're serious about success, cut out anything that doesn't serve your future. 4. Making excuses and blaming others. It's easy to blame the economy, the government, your upbringing, or your circumstances. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. The sooner you take full responsibility for your life, the sooner you can change it. I used to complain about being broke until I realized my bank account is my responsibility. No one was stopping me from learning new skills, taking risks, or improving myself, except me. The day I stopped making excuses was the day I started making progress. 5. Being afraid to take risks. Most people stay stuck because they fear failure. They avoid risks, play it safe, and wonder why their life never changes. The reality is, every successful person has taken risks. The difference is they understand that failure is part of the process. I took my first big financial risk when I invested in a business that most people doubted. I failed multiple times before I succeeded. But every failure taught me something valuable. If you want a different life, you need to be willing to take calculated risks. The biggest risk of all, staying in the same place out of fear. 6. Living for instant gratification. Success requires discipline. It requires delaying pleasure now to reap massive rewards later. Most people are addicted to quick dopamine hits, fast food, entertainment, mindless scrolling, but those things don't build wealth, health, or happiness. I started focusing on long-term rewards. I invested money instead of spending it. I prioritized fitness instead of junk food. I read books instead of watching endless TV. Over time, these small decisions compounded into massive success. Before I finally drop my last point, kindly hit the subscribe button as a way of supporting this channel to bring more valuable content. Weigh your and turn on the notification so you'll be the first to get out valuable content and stay ahead. Let now head to 7. Settling for less than I deserve. For years, I accepted a mediocre life. I told myself, this is just how things are. But one day I realized every successful person I admire started from nothing, just like me. The only difference? They refuse to settle. You have two choices. Accept a life that's less than what you're capable of, or demand more. More from yourself, more from your work, more from your relationships. The moment you raise your standards, your entire life changes. In conclusion, take action. Now, if you want to stop wasting your life, start by quitting these 7 things. Your future depends on the actions you take today. Cut out toxic people. Seek advice from winners. Stop wasting time. Take responsibility. Embrace risk. Delay gratification and never, ever settle for less. The life you dream of is possible, but only if you're willing to make the changes necessary to claim it. So the question is, what are you willing to quit today to create the future you deserve?